Hey YouTube, what's up? I'm Alan and this is Space Engineers Ares at War, episode video 12, I think, something like that. Um, so between videos I may have gotten carried away again. In fact, let's look at the map one more time. Also, yeah, Steam overlay. That kind of makes sense. So in the last video, we started to set up here, but I was running out of power. So I made my way back over here somewhere and then up. And I think my little charging post is somewhere around here. Because I think I can see this little divot, hole, gap, depression on the map. So I got charged up. I actually added a couple of batteries to the rover. And I thought, that gold is not very far away. Maybe we should try and find that and pick up a little gold. So I headed out, based on this, roughly east, maybe just slightly southeast. I actually overshot it because I got to it and I thought, or I got out that way and I thought, man, I got to be getting close. I wonder if this is the gold that I found to begin with. And sure enough, it was. When I landed like right near here. And then like wandered all over and ended up over here. Yeah. Anyway, so that's where you find me right now, is right here. And I originally thought I would just use my hand drill, dig into the ground, um, grab some gold, and be on my way back down to the ice lake. Um, I got carried away. So I'm stuck on the wheels. So I decided, instead of just leaving a hole in the ground, I would dig a little like mining outpost. And at first I thought, well, I'll run into the ground and dig up some, which I did. But then I thought, uh, maybe I should make it like a proper mining outpost. And like, you know, we'll have a refinery here. And I'm going to need power, so I put the one wind turbine up and had one battery and thought, well, that's not going to be enough. So I got batteries. And then I started, just dumping stuff down the ramp here because I was going to make, like a collector funnel down there. But it turns out this actually works pretty well as a collector funnel all by itself. So we can just drill, and then our ore falls onto our stairs and into the collector. And so, yeah, like 2.5 or more hours later, I actually don't know how long I played, but man, this gold deposit, it's chunky. See, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks high, so 15 meters deep, thick-ish. And then the whole thing is like 500 or 600 meters across. Yeah, that's a lot of gold. So I thought, when I wrapped up, I thought I would show you what I've done. I'd grab whatever gold I have refined and cheese it. Actually, let's check battery really quick. Nope, no more batteries. So 3 hours, and nope, I want refinery. It's got 30 minutes left to run. plus another 30k. So it's got like an hour and a half to run, maybe. So certainly better than the 3 hours battery that we have left. So yeah, I'm gonna leave some supplies here, and then we'll just grab ingot, the gold that we have refined. Okay, I'll just leave some resources. Why not? I like, I used plastic. I thought it looked kind of cool. Like, you know, we have a cool mining facility going on here. And I figured, you know, I originally came down here and did a little mining and then decided I would put the refinery. So I came down further to go beneath the deposit. So this is kind of like the mining level. You know, eventually I want to build a big funnel straight into the refinery down. Like I said, I kind of have it already. And we'll expand it out. Oh, one of the things I decided I would do is I wouldn't leave before everything I had placed was assembled. So I didn't want to just leave frames for these blocks because it's too easy to do. I do that all the time. I leave, you know, half, not even half, single plate armor and interior blocks and stuff like that all over the place. And I decided, no, I should finish it up. We'll close the door. A nice camo motif that's probably not perfectly matched, but whatever. It's not like there's actually anybody else here. What did all of that construction do to my batteries here? 2.83 out of 3 megawatts. Close enough. So I made myself a GPS wherever I came out over here. I'm just gonna beeline for that, which should take me right along here. And then once I drop through, I should be able to find my way around. But since it's dark and that's boring, I will pause the recording and bring you back when I get to the Ice Lake / drill site. See you in a bit. Right, so I made it back. I may or may not have had to reload. You'd be the judge. There may have been, you know, some sketchy rocks on the sketchy path through the mountains. Yeah, I think when I have time, I'll go further that way to try to find a nicer way through. Oh, before I do any of that, so yeah, when I left here before, I had actually done a few more things. I finished out that drill push and then started adding the additional drills, and I decided I would move my little computer, the rotor with the timers and stuff on it. So I put that up there. I just now finished renaming those. To keep all of this from despawning, I just see a little spark. To keep all of this from despawning, I put a couple of small batteries on there. You can see there. And then just turned everything off. And that was enough to keep it from despawning. We're hooked back up. What else? There was something else I wanted to show you. So I decided I'm going to try 5 drills, because I'd like to make the door 4 high, because we can take, whatchamacallits, the airtight hangar doors, and those will, you know, if we set them in the ground, let's say here, they will reach up 2 blocks. So if we go from the top and the bottom, we can make an opening that's 4 and close it. That gives me room for an extra block on top. That's just a full block, but that's cutting it pretty close. Like, that stairway is lock level 1, 2, 3, and then the stuff on top is 4. And the wheels, of course, are at least 3. I'm not married to that ore detector up there, so that can go. And that was one of the other things I was saying is, or thinking of talking about is, I think I love our little tail drill, but I haven't used it in like hours and hours. So it just sits there clanging. So I might cut that off. It's end of an era. Yeah, so now I've got to drill 387 meters in. I think once I get in far enough that, you know, we're above the drill. So we got a fair ways to go before we even do that. 50 meters, 5 pushes. Once we get out here, I probably will add another 2 segments to the drill so that the opening remains this 13 wide or whatever it works out to, but then the interior will open up further. Maybe even more than 2. We'll see. So that we have like a big opening once we're like through the door. Yeah, we'll see how all that goes. We'll bring you back when there's something to update. Right, okay, so I've done 2 or 3 extensions into there. Added a ejector because I filled up with gravel. I set up some of my automation, so I've got like e-stop, stop, retract, and then start. Let's see. So the event controllers I've got doing pause, which when any one of the drills gets full to 20%, it will basically turn off the drills, turn off the hinge, turn off the piston, turn itself off, but then turn on the resume one. And then the resume does the inverse of that, basically. It turns itself off, turns pause on, turns the drills back on, turns the hinge back on, turns the piston back on. And then I have min and max for the position on the hinge. I thought that was as a percent, but it is as an angle, which is slightly annoying because it means that if I set an angle here, I have to set the same angle in the event controller. Otherwise, I risk not triggering some event. I thought it did percentage, which at first I thought, well, never mind. Percentage would be nice because then when we hit like the maximum percentage that it's allowed to travel or the minimum, then it wouldn't matter if this was, you know, set 15 to negative 15 or 90 to negative 90. But whatever, I'm at a point where I want it to go to its extent. So I have min and max for those, and they just trigger they turn on the opposite one. So min turns on max. It triggers the extend timer block. And then toggles the other one off. The extend timer block is the one that kind of kicks it all off. So it increases the maximum distance and then triggers the reverse for the hinge. Increases the maximum distance again, so we get 1 meter. And then reverse. Just reverses the hinge, that's all it does. But those have delays on them, so when we hit the min or the max, it'll wait there for, I think it's 4 seconds, trigger extend, and then extend will trigger reverse, which waits 10 seconds, which allows the piston enough time to extend the 1 meter. And actually, I think we could go to, at 0.2 meters per second, that should be 5 seconds. Whatever, it's fine the way it is. So that's doing the back and forth motion, but something I noticed is that when resume triggers, if there is a lot of weight, when pause triggers, if there's a lot of weight in the drill, the momentum can cause the piston to like swing on the one rotor, the back rotor. So this one happens to line up nicely. I actually want to add a second rotor head here so that I can lock the drill down in 2 places, so I know that it's going to stay at 90 degrees, well, in a straight line anyway. So I've started placing a piston for that. Let's give ourselves some place to stand. Oh, I'm out of those. And those. I'm so well prepared. Come on. So let's just give ourselves a block to stand on. Oh, am I full of gravel again? I turned this off because it was... Well, not making a mess because I know it would. So I'm going to put a merge block here. And then another one here. Oops. Yeah, I probably don't have all the materials needed over here. That's okay. Actually, that's even okay. In fact... Oh, we still need... No, I didn't need to do that. I already had it on the build planner. I don't need the steel tubes, it's fine. Alright, so we'll get that out of the way so we know it's not connecting to anything. Those two are green, so they're connected. You're detached. Okay. Whew. Nope. Wrong way. Okay, so this should be able to go up. I think this is actually struggling because of the weight. Because I noticed when it extends, it like jitters and doesn't behave nicely either. So 90 degrees toward the back. Right, that's 90 degrees toward the back. And we should just be able to bring this guy. Sorry, when I mean struggling, I mean this piston when it's struggling to extend. I might increase the whatchamacallit, you know, the force in the direction of the, you know, the whatchamacallit. Oh, while we're waiting. I also might just have to move the refinery onto the base and plumb the whole thing up with conveyors. I did make an advanced, yeah, okay. So let's rename this one because it's no longer the rear one. And this one's the rear one. Oh, I guess I should add. And then for good measure, let's add our rotor head. And then we're already retracted, so we want this one. And this one attached. So now this guy is, it should be detached, right? Yeah. Good. Glad that worked. That was loud. Okay, and then do I need to add this new rotor to any of my ECs or things? I don't think so. I thought I would just give myself a little working room. And then detached. I guess I could have left that. Okay, that's back on. So the start button should, basically, because I have the min and max stops, all start does is turn everything back on, and then whichever way the rotor was going, it'll keep going. And then when it hits the min or the max, sorry, it also turns on both the min and the max event controllers, so that whichever way the rotor is going, it'll hit one and then just, you know, do the reverse again. There goes the refinery. And so this should pause here for a few seconds. Then we should get an extend. And then we should get 10 seconds, a couple seconds. And then it should reverse. And then the whole thing will continue over and over and over and over. I built the ejector this way because I didn't want to potentially have big giant lumps falling out. This way I get lots of small bits of gravel, and then when I hit the floating object limit, they just get deleted, so it takes care of itself. I always think of like Office Space. Milton's still getting paid, so they They don't terminate them, they just fix the glitch. And so this is kind of the same to me. It'll just continue spitting out gravel, and then eventually some of them will disappear. There we go. There we go. See, it's taking care of itself. And then here we go. It looks like we hit the end. Yeah, there's our extend. And there's our reverse. Cool. I haven't decided if I want to try to automate the attaching and detaching. I have done that, and I've done it with timer blocks, and it was like so many timer blocks. I have a feeling with event controllers we could probably speed it up, use fewer devices. I just don't know if I want to. Like, that means I have to add more things to my start timer block and my stop and my east. It just gets to be a lot to keep track of. And honestly, like, reversing it is I hit the stop, which just turns off the drills in the rotor. I place my new, 12 bits of interior turret and a head. Attach that one. Detach, now it'll be these plural. Hit the reverse button. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what I do. I make the reverse, but like do the attach on this end, but then hit the reverse button, which automatically detaches these. Sure, maybe, I don't know. Like, just in the time that it's taken to, do these 3 or however many pushes, it has, just go in and make a few changes, wait for it to swing one way or the other, make a few changes. Like that's as far as I've gotten with it. So, it's just a game. Make sure everything's working the way I want. Make sure I've got, the delays on the extend and reverse timer blocks right, because it sort of works backwards, right? Like you delay, then do something instead of do something, then wait, which is kind of how I think of it. Anyway, I'll continue messing with this. We're coming up at almost 30 minutes. So we'll call this an episode, and I will just continue drilling for a while. I guess I could have used just a regular connector, because I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Oh, I know what we should check before we go. Let's see what the refinery on how we're doing for our batteries. Oh, nice. Okay. And the refinery's keeping up so far. The pause and resume haven't been kicking in, except for when I forced it by, like, in fact, here we can show you that. If we just turn off the refinery, then the drills will start filling up, because nothing will be consuming stuff. Also, I probably took up a bunch of space because I was, whatchamacallit. Uh-oh. I still have a bug in the system. Uh-oh. No wonder it's not working. Pause. Why isn't that on? Start. Setup actions. On, extend, on, pause on, min on, max on, drills on. Oh, did I the perils of naming things similarly. Yeah. That's why it's the wrong one. It's the pause from the rover. Dummy. So it probably should have been pausing. I probably destroyed some materials. So if we turn this on, it should probably immediately, yeah. It immediately paused. That's annoying. And then what I did, I guess, yeah, I'm going to adjust it. What I did in the past is on the rover drill, I did pause at 70% drill inventory. But here I've done 20% because I don't want a whole lot of weight hanging out there. So I did 20% on any one drill. So if I just do empty on all the drills, I'm worried it's going to like just cycle on and off, on and off, on and off, which will be annoying. So yeah, I'm going to leave it. So what I did is the resume is when the refinery gets under 50%. Because it seems that the refinery like automatically pulls up to, like 25-ish%. So by the time it's under 50%, it means that there's probably no stone in my cargo. And definitely not the drills, because the drills will continue pushing the stone into the cargo. So by the time the refinery gets under 50, we should be good to go. And then the thing should hopefully be able to run for a little while. But maybe it doesn't even matter if it cycles on and off. It's not an air conditioning compressor. Yeah, oops. Yeah, these are nearly full. And actually, it was doing okay with all the weight out there. I did say I wanted to add to the strength of this piston. Although it didn't seem to be struggling. Maybe it's because it can't bounce around anymore. I'm going to do it anyway. Max impulse on access. Just double it. And I don't know. I actually don't really know what this is, so we'll just double that too. Because why not? Alright, now we're definitely over 30 minutes, so I'll just keep monitoring this thing and pushing into the hill, and I'll see you next time. Bye.